The following program is produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this station.
This is another Project Bait news analysis, the Rambeau report for my people. Recently I went to a movie, a film, Brooklyn's Finest, starring Wesley Snipes and Cheadle, also with a sister, Shannon Kane, and two other stars. It is an outstanding film. It is set in a police precinct and in one of the projects in Brooklyn. It is a tale that interweaves the lives of really the four principals that I mentioned, and how their lives intersect in terms of violence, police corruption, social oppression, discrimination, and murder. It is an outstanding film from start to finish. And among the reasons why it is outstanding is that it highlights, it demonstrates, some have said over the top, but it is certainly right on target in terms of the dangers that lurk in our community. And if you're reading the news nowadays in terms of the drug violence that's going on in Mexico, in the border towns adjacent to the southern U.S. border, that may be a precursor to what could potentially happen here, but certainly to a certain extent is happening in New York. It is a story of the male bonding, one between a police officer played by Cheadle and the drug dealer played by Wesley Snipes, in which their relationship, the undercover police officer representing the law and the drug dealer representing the streets, and how in prison they have bonded person to person. And particularly in terms of Snipes, the drug dealer, believing in and relating to Cheadle, the undercover police officer. Now within the law enforcement establishment, the police department, we see the attitude, the racism, and the exploitation of Cheadle as an undercover officer, how he has had to beg, literally beg for a promotion, even though his life is on the line each and every day he steps out there in terms of trying to capture, unmask, or set up drug dealers, and in this particular case, his friend. We also see on the other side two white cops, Ethan Hawke and Richard Gere, in their corruption. Hawke in terms of his violence for his own interests, his own personal interests, in the way he just slays, just kills, wantonly kills people, black and white, in order to gain enough money to buy himself and his family a house. And also Richard Gere in terms of his lackluster career as a New York police officer. But also it shows in a memorable scene, his relationship with a black prostitute. And particularly a scene where he indicates he has fallen in love with her, and she disses him. She puts him down. After he has waited in the hall for her to take care of her business with another black cop who is part of his precinct. So all of these lives come together in violence and corruption. And it sets it out before the audience so that they will see it in bold relief. Now when I went on the internet to check out other reviewers who analyzed the film, I was surprised to see that uniformly they gave it a negative review. And then I thought about it. One of the things that I suspect is that white reviewers can't stand the fact of white police corruption, of losing power, of having no power, as Gear has in terms of his black prostitute lover. They can't stand to see the violence reaction that the black drug dealers are obviously willing to hand back to the police in terms of the situation where Ethan Hawke is murdered, even as he has finished murdering drug dealers, the retribution. So that I think that this upset of the power wagon disturbed them to the point where they panned an outstanding film. Moreover, I don't think that they can put all of that, the corruption in terms of the Catholic Church, which is portrayed there, or the powerlessness of it to influence the lives of this ethnic cop, nor the powerlessness of the police department in the face of a territory on the Brooklyn projects, which they are supposed to be in charge of. But from my perspective, it is an excellent film and one certainly worth the admission. This has been another Project Bait news analysis, the Rambeau Report for my people. If you want more information about Project Bait, access our website at projectbait.blackgold.net. You can also check us out on YouTube. youtube.com/projectbaitdet.
Hi, I'm here from All Home Improvement to solve your repair needs. For an estimate, call area code 313-896-3603. Again, area code 313-896-3603.
Read the latest edition of Urban Journeys, We Ride the Bus, on projectbait.blackgold.net. That's Urban Journeys on projectbait.blackgold.net.
The preceding program was produced by Project Bait and does not reflect the views of this station.